Not many films, let alone a series of films, are held at such high regard as the Godfather trilogy. These cinematic masterpieces have been revered ever since their release over 50 years ago, and would define some of the most talented actors and filmmakers' careers and cement their legacy in the history books. Its impact also outside the cinematic world is far and wide and remains until today, and will continue. Like you've seen in the previous parts of this series, the Godfather films transcend the world of cinema and parallels a lot of real-life events and characters. Incredibly, we are constantly unraveling and discovering so many mind-blowing facts that almost no one knows or has been able to draw the similarities. So in this part we share even more unbelievable real-life stories and facts that you have never seen or heard of, so please sit back, relax, and enjoy. One of Don Corleone's most trusted and longtime companion in the mob, and one of the Corleone crime family's most powerful and high-ranking members, was Peter Clemenza. He was the one who introduced Vito to the criminal underworld and played a vital role in the inception of the Corleone crime family. He was brilliantly played by the late Richard Castellano. Peter Clemenza could be based on Frank Labruzzo, who was one of Joseph Bonanno's most loyal and high-ranking capos. He closely stood beside Joe throughout the so-called Bananas War in the 1960s. Coincidentally, Labruzzo was portrayed by Richard Castellano in the film, Honor Thy Father, which was released 1 year after the first Godfather film. But what's even more incredibly surprising is that, like some of you might have suspected, Richard Castellano was indeed related to the real mob boss Paul Castellano. According to his wife, Richard was Paul's nephew. The assassination of Victor Strachey by Clemenza could have been inspired by the assassination attempt on Frank Costello, who was also shot in an elevator. In Costello's case, the bullet only grazed his head, but as a result he retired from his role as mob boss. Genco Abondando was Don Vito Corleone's first consigliere, the Don's right-hand man and closest friend. Interestingly, Genco is believed to be based on John Tardamella, who was the consigliere to Joseph Bonanno, the boss of the Bonanno crime family. Also, Genco possesses the same surname of Frank Abondando, a notorious hitman of Murder Incorporated.
Hey, Mike. Hello, fellas. Everybody's...
Moe Greene was brilliantly portrayed by the late Alex Rocco, and was based on the notorious mobster Bugsy Siegel. We all know the story behind Moe Greene and his real-life counterpart Bugsy. However, what very few actually know is actor Alex Rocco's connection to the mafia. In 1961, he was a suspect in a murder case, but was never proven. He did spend a year in jail for bookmaking. Rocco was allegedly an associate of the Winter Hill Gang, a Boston-area organized crime group. Allegedly, an unwanted advance towards Rocco's girlfriend started the Boston Irish Gang War of the 1960s. Shortly after these events, he left it behind and moved to California and became an actor. In addition, in 1995, Alex Rocco attended former crime boss Joseph Bonanno's 90th birthday celebration.
Good to see you, Mike.
How are you, Mo?
The name Moe Greene is believed to be derived from the names of mobsters Moe Sedway and Gus Greenbaum, who were close associates of Meyer Lansky, the main inspiration for the character Hyman Roth. As well as Bugsy Siegel, Moe Greene also shares a lot in common with Moe Dalitz, who was referred to as Mr. Las Vegas, and is credited with turning the city from
a desert stopover for GIs
to a major tourist destination. In The Godfather Part 2, the young Vito Corleone flees Sicily to a new life in America. In real life, notorious mob boss Frank Costello moved with his parents to America for a better life. Another interesting similarity that Vito and Frank share is the fact they had their names changed after moving to America. Frank Costello was actually named Francesco Castaglia, however he changed later on. Some say he did this to sound more American. In Vito's case, it was more of a mistake made by officials.
Corleone, Vito Corleone.
In The Godfather 2, Michael travels to Cuba to forge a major deal with Hyman Roth and his associates with the Cuban government. This historic deal would propel the Corleone family and all participants into a new level. opening completely new opportunities they could have only dreamed of, as Hyman states to Michael.
Just one small step, looking for a man that wants to be president of the United States, and having the cash to make it possible. Michael, we're bigger than U.S. Steel.
The deal would allow them to conduct their operations in Cuba freely without any interference from the government authorities. In return, they are to provide generous payments to the President Batista. This was a major storyline in the film, and definitely one of the most intriguing, as it was brilliantly written, directed, and acted by all those involved. But what elevates this storyline and theme, setting it apart from all the others, is its basis and inspiration in reality. The Havana Conference did indeed occur in 1946, where all the major mob dons and leading figures met in Havana, Cuba, to discuss important mob policies, rules, and business interests. It was reportedly organized by the notorious mob boss Charles Lucky Luciano, as well as Meyer Lansky, who gathered the bosses from all over the U.S., from New York, New Jersey, Buffalo, Chicago, New Orleans, and Florida, all gathering at the Hotel Nacional de Cuba. Some of the most notable attendees include Frank Costello, Vito Genovese, Anthony Accardo, Joseph Bonanno, Joe Profaci, and Albert Anastasia. All who were and still considered as the most influential and powerful figures in organized crime and mafia history.